Welcome to the People Clause, where we simplify important HR and labor law compliance. Today, let's comprehensively analyze the procedure for KYC updation and joint declaration under the Employees Provident Funds Framework, strictly as per the latest EPFO Standard Operating Procedure JD/2024/1. KYC updation and personal detail correction in EPF records are governed by the Employees Provident Funds and Miscellaneous Provisions Act, 1952. The current governing procedure is laid down under SOP relating to joint declaration. A joint declaration is a formal request submitted jointly by the employee and employer to rectify discrepancies in EPF records. This includes changes to name, date of birth, gender, parent's name, or marital status. We will now understand the difference between major and minor corrections in EPF records. This is very important for every working employee whose hard-earned money is being deducted as Provident Fund with the expectation of financial security in the future. It is equally important for the establishment that its compliance department, particularly the HR function, ensures that all EPF KYC-related procedures are submitted and processed accurately within the prescribed timelines. Under the EPFO Standard Operating Procedure, profile corrections in UAN records are broadly classified into minor changes and major changes. This classification determines the level of scrutiny and the supporting documentation required for processing such corrections. A major correction arises where the variation in the member's name exceeds 2 letters or involves a substantial alteration in the recorded details. In such cases, the EPFO generally requires the submission of 3 valid supporting documents for verification before the correction can be processed. A minor correction, on the other hand, includes variations of up to 2 letters, spelling corrections, or the extension of a name. Such cases typically require 2 valid supporting documents for verification. This classification mechanism enables the EPFO to accurately verify the identity of the member, maintain the integrity of UAN records, and prevent any incorrect or fraudulent modifications in the Provident Fund database. To understand this classification more clearly, let us look at a few practical examples. If the correction involves a small spelling variation of up to 2 letters, it is treated as a minor correction. However, where the name undergoes a substantial change or differs by more than 2 letters, it is categorized as a major correction under the EPFO Standard Operating Procedure. In this section, we will discuss the corrections related to an employee's basic identity details, namely the name, date of birth, and gender. These particulars form the core of an individual's EPF records and must always match the supporting KYC documents to ensure accuracy and compliance within the EPFO system. For name, date of birth, or gender correction, EPFO recognizes government-issued identity proofs such as Aadhaar, passport, birth certificate, PAN, voter ID, driving license, and school leaving certificates. In cases involving a complete change of first name or surname, a Gazette notification publication is mandatory, along with supporting photo identification reflecting the new name. This is considered a special case. Next, we will review the process for parent's name change, as covered under Table C of the SOP. Parent name corrections are governed under Table C of the SOP relating to parent name and relationship. This requires a joint declaration submission and is classified as either a major or minor change. The SOP permits documents such as passport, ration card, birth certificate, Aadhaar, PAN card, and educational mark sheets showing parent details for verification. A minor change typically covers spelling errors in the parent's name. However, a substantive alteration in parent identity is treated as a major change, requiring 3 documentary proofs. Our next topic is marital status or spouse name changes, addressed under Table D. Marital status corrections include the addition of a spouse's name after marriage, updating following a divorce decree, or changing status due to the death of a spouse. Documents acceptable for marital status changes include a government-issued marriage certificate, court divorce decree, Aadhaar, passport, notarized affidavit, and voter ID. Addition of a spouse or a change from married to divorced status is generally treated as major, requiring 3 documents. Minor spelling discrepancies require 2 supporting documents. Next, we will cover the online procedure for submitting the joint declaration. Members must log in to the Unified Member Portal using UAN credentials and authenticate through an OTP linked to Aadhaar. Once logged in, navigate to the Manage section and select Modify Basic Details to initiate the correction request and upload the required documents. After submission, the employer must digitally verify the details and approve the joint declaration, cross-verifying the information against company records. Post-employer approval, the EPFO field office scrutinizes the request as per SOP before final validation and approval. We now address the critical aspects of compliance and risk associated with the joint declaration process. Submission of false information may attract penal consequences under applicable statutory provisions and may result in the rejection of claim benefits. Most rejections arise due to inadequate documentation, illegible scans, or a mismatch between the submitted details and the Aadhaar database records. Employers must ensure KYC verification at the onboarding stage and align employee records with Aadhaar to prevent future joint declaration complications. To summarize, always identify whether the change is major or minor, comply strictly with Table C and Table D documentation requirements, and ensure timely employer verification. This video is prepared with reference to EPFO SOP-JD/2024/1. For any latest amendments or circulars, always consult the official EPFO portal. Thank you for watching this video on the KYC updation and joint declaration process under the latest EPFO SOP. Like, share, and subscribe for more such informative To the People clause.